Hi everyone, this is Thelma with SewItYourself.com. I am here today to go over with you the items that I use for pressing equipment and how vital it is to press as you go. But right now I just want to go over the equipment and I'm going to go over how to use it in another video. Okay, so first we want to start out with, of course, the steam iron. Now, I've got this Rowenta steam iron. And I've had it for some time, but it seems like it's going out because it doesn't steam as well. But the whole issue around pressing or having a good iron is that it produces good steam. So I've gotten this one. I've had this one for a while. I just want to show you where you can probably hear it steaming. I just did a cleaning on it just earlier, so I could hopefully it would produce the steam that I'm accustomed to. Now, recently I was somewhere, I was in, I think it was Costco, and I found this one. It is by Sunbeam, I think. Sunbeam, yes. It's by Sunbeam, and it was really in my price range. This was on sale. Normally I think it's like about 30 bucks. It was on sale. They'd marked it down to $19.99, which is $20. But it produces good steam. It doesn't get as hot. Now, because it is, what, 1600 watts, and it doesn't have as many vents or holes for the steam to come out of. If you look at the Rowenta, it has a significant amount. I think it says something like 400. Yeah, about 400 little holes for the steam to come out. This one is plugged in, so I just want to be a little bit careful. But first, you need to have a good steam iron. Doesn't matter how much it costs, as long as it produces some good steam. And you need the steam so you can you can shape your garment, set the stitches, that sort of thing, okay? The other thing is an ironing board. Now, of course, you want something that has really good padding. I have several layers of batting on this to give me this really good cushiony feel. So you see, you've got one. Normally, it only comes with maybe this little thin layer. I think over the time, if I had to throw away any type of pad, I would keep this padding, the one that's next to the ironing board. I would keep it. But I've also added padding. Purchase it from Joann's. You can purchase it just like in the quilting area. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of padding plus and then the ironing board cover. And the ironing board cover itself has padding in it. So if you're wondering what or how or why it looks so thick, that's why. I've got like 4 layers of batting and then the padding itself. Now, this particular padding and any one that I use is always 100% cotton. You want one that's 100% cotton instead of the one that comes like on this. Like this is a sleeve board, right? You can put your sleeves in, press it. But I had it in storage, so I'm just now going through some other things that relate to the pressing equipment. But I would change this out, this metallic looking color out, because what it does is that when you're pressing something, the steam kind of bounces back. It's not absorbed in the fabric. It holds the moisture. Whereas in the cotton, it doesn't, and it allows your garment or whatever you're setting to dry quicker. So if you found purchase an ironing board, or if you have an existing one, and you've got this kind of metallic coloring on it, you know, I would be sure I change it to something that's 100% cotton. Now, also, I could take this off and make another one, but I don't use the sleeve board that much. I just want to show it to you so you would see that what I meant by having the little metallic covers. Now, My understanding also is that they sell this fabric in the fabric stores, and now it's 100% cotton. But if it has the metallic cover and the steam is gonna bounce off of it, then I would still be a little bit reluctant to get it. I've seen, I do have one, I think it may be on another board, that is 100% cotton, and it's a muslin. So you can find it without any kind of print that you want. But I usually just pick these up like I do everything else when I see them and they're on sale, and I kind of save them. Because here's another one that I have. Deluxe ironing board cover. I don't know where I was. This says I was at Home Goods. It's like $7.99. Okay? And it does say it's 100% cotton cover with stain and scorch resistant. Scorch coat. So, they're out there anywhere. TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Ross, Marshalls. Anywhere you are shopping, you can find them. Walmart, Amazon, you know. I know you've seen this probably in another video that I have, or on the website, or you've seen it on other sewing sites, and you may have wondered, or you may already know, that it's considered to be a ham, Tailor's ham. Now it has wool on one side and then a muslin on the opposite side. 100% cotton, 100% wool, supposedly. Now, and I press it, if I'm using wool, I press it on this side, or if I'm using a cotton or a silk, I press it on this side. Sometimes I just use it on either, as long as it's producing the steam for me. So I could be wrong, but at least it's shaping. All right? And this is used for shaping or pressing any curved areas, like the hips, the bust, princess seam, anywhere where you've got a curve and not something that's straight. All right, because you want to press it open using this. And like I said, I will show you, demonstrate what that's like. But this is a Tailor's ham. Of course, when you see a sale, if you see them somewhere, the best thing is to kind of collect them as you go. If you are, you know, out, again, Joann's has great coupons, and I usually use those 50-60% off coupons. If the item isn't on sale, I use it to get things like this. So the other one is a seam roll. Okay, you can make this, and I've seen people do that by rolling up magazines that you're going to throw away. Roll them up, make them really tight, and then put some fabric over it and then tie it. All right, you can do, long as it's 100% cotton. Same thing here. You've got the wool on one side, muslin on the other side. So, you know, you don't have, if you've got old magazines that you want to throw out, you can make a seam roll just by rolling it together, then putting a piece of muslin over it, tying it down, twisting it, and utilizing it as a seam roll where you can press your straight seams. You're going to press seams like pants legs, anything that's straight, shoulder seams. Sometimes, depending on how curved it is, you'll use the ham, but primarily you're going to use this for straight, this for curves. Okay, the other thing is a pressing cloth. Let's go over this first. This is what we call a point presser, and it's a point presser and like a clapper on the opposite side. Now usually you use this if you've got a difficult area that you want to apply steam in. You know, you're pressing something, like I've used it when I've had, if I was doing a coat, and the coat is wool and it's thick. You want to press it. You're going to apply the steam in it with your pressing cloth. If it's on, and normally you may have to press some items on the right side. And I use, now this is, believe it or not, this is an old diaper that I found when I was throwing away some things for my kids. Here's my press cloth. I was throwing away some things and I'm like, oh, I can use this as a pressing cloth. So I kept 2 of them and washed and gave the other ones away. Not that anybody uses old diapers anymore, but I guess I could have saved them and stitched them down to use as batting for my, when I do quilts. But anyway, I use these old diapers that are 100% cotton, and I use those as press cloths. Now, if you are really, when you find them in the store, they will be sheer. You know, some of them are 100% cotton, you can't see through, but you might want to get a sheer one as well, so that when you're pressing, and this keeps the shine from your iron if you're pressing something on the outside. So if I've got a piece of, if I've got a garment that I am pressing, and here's an item that I want to press. And most times, if you're pressing a seam open, you're going to press it on the wrong side, right? But there may be instances where you've got to press it on the right side of the fabric. And let's say you want to press it over this point presser. You've done a collar. So you've got a clapper here. I didn't explain the rest of it. This is what we call the wooden point presser and a clapper. Okay, the clapper is considered to be this smooth piece here. What it's used for is if you are pressing an item, sometimes you can press it over this, right, to get a good curve, depending on what you're sewing. Other times, if you can use it to really get steam in some thicker garments, like a coat, jacket, in an area where you've got multiple seams, multiple layers, where you press it, you get some steam in it, but you also need to apply a little pressure, you know, so you can use this clapper part to do that and set it, right? Now, then the other part of this, so this is like a 2-in-1, is a point presser for collars, cuffs, anything that has a corner to it. You can actually put your garment over it, see, and it forms the point. Then you would press it, all right? Now, sometimes you're doing that, okay? You see how this is on the right side? And this is when you would apply your see-through pressing cloth. So you can see what you're doing, and at the same time press, and then you are keeping the shine, depending on the fabric, it could produce a shine when you're pressing on the right side. So, but if you have a press cloth, this way you see how thin it is, it keeps the shine from coming on your garment, but it also allows you to see it as well as the steam to penetrate that piece, that piece of construction item, garment that you have. So point presser, clapper, okay, corners. You can use this for a multitude of things, right? So now, that pretty much takes care of what I use on a regular basis, which is the hem, the seam row, the see-through pressing cloth, okay, the steam iron, the ironing board with the 100% cotton cover on it with multiple layers of batting, and the batting, you know, sometimes you may have some wool batting, 100% batting, depending on what you find. Now, previously, before this type of sew play came out, it really produced a lot of shine, especially if you're working with wool a lot. I actually made a wool cover to go over the sew plate, and it really enforced the fact that you would press. It helped me to really press something instead of iron. Okay, ironing is this back and forth motion where you're rubbing and really, you know, you want to sew or get a crease in a pair of jeans, or really good, you really want to get the wrinkles out. Hey, you're ironing that as hard as you can. When you're sewing and you want to set the seams, you want to press your seams open, you want to shape your garment, you are pressing. And pressing is an up and down movement, right? Up and down, like this, and then you just move it from spot to spot, right? Okay, so that's that. Oh, my iron is really steaming, producing good steam at this point. Okay, and one other thing I want to show you, just in case you want to work with some specialty fabrics, and it has a nap to it. This is called a needle board. Now, this is used for fabrics like corduroy, velvet, anything that has a nap. and you don't want to push it one way or the other. Now this will really make you press, because you don't want to rub your fabric across this, because there are, you know, hundreds of little needles here, needleboard. So you would actually put your fabric on it. What you're doing, you got to be real careful, because you still want to get a seam, right? So you've got to manage to kind of just apply steam this way, and may have to finger press your seams open and then apply the steam, okay? Because you're working with a specialty fabric, and if you don't do it that way, then people will be able to see your seam from the on the outside of the garment, and you may at some point decide, depending on what fabric you're using, that you need a needleboard for nap fabrics, okay? I believe that takes care of it. I did show you the sleeve board. I probably won't use this, of course, until I change the cover on it. I haven't used this in so long, simply because I use the seam roll for my, I put, you know, put the sleeve roll, seam roll, sleeve roll in the sleeve, and I press it open using this. Rarely do I use this anymore, but I wanted to show it to you just so, you know, whatever you're doing, you see that there is probably a piece of equipment for anything that you are doing to help you make sure that your garment, that you're pressing with the right equipment, you making it really easy for you to do that press, right? Got all types of equipment. It's just not an ironing board and an iron. You've got things to shape your garment as you're sewing it. So that is really what you want to concentrate on, focus on, is shaping it, and you're pressing it as you sew. So listen, the next video I do, I will show you exactly how to use these, how to use the seam roll and the hem to press and shape your garments. Press and shape your seams open, depending on what the directions say. Sometimes they may say press to one side or the other, but you're still pressing it, utilizing one of these tools, okay? So we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Be sure you like the video, and let me know if you have any questions. Thelma at sewityourself.com. Thanks so much. Goodbye.